Well, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show with another video, and today I want to talk about a game I feel like everybody should be playing at this point, or everybody should give a chance. Let's talk about Dispatch. Now, I think for me, Dispatch is like probably one of the most unique, not necessarily unique, right? Because we've seen the formula before, we've seen it in Telltale Games, but I don't know, it's just fun. Something about it's just fun. It deals with superheroes, right? And I know with superhero fatigue is a real thing. I mean, you got the Marvel, you got DC making a rise in the comeback, you got Invincible, you got the boys. It's just so much superhero stuff out right now that coming out with a choice-based superhero based game is an interesting thought. Now this one to me is pretty good, because to me it's in the middle land of like, it's not nowhere near as crazy as the boys, it's not even as crazy as Invincible, right? It's like something in between. It's a little bit more edgy than normal Marvel and DC animations, right, which is a good thing, but not as edgy as something like Gen V and the boys and showing all that crazy stuff, right? It's a nice middle. Like, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's got some crazy moments in it, but it's not nowhere near to where it's over the top, and that's kind of cool. You know, it's something refreshing about a superhero game or superhero plot that doesn't just try to copy the same formulas we've seen over and over again. Like, we've seen the DC heroes, we've seen the Marvel heroes, the symbols of hope and all that, and then we've seen the edgy superheroes, right? Like the Invincible, where people are dying, people getting ripped apart, and like the world's just kind of down bad, right? And then you got Gen V and the boys, which I mentioned earlier, and that's just like sometimes they just take it way too over the top, and it's a lot of political stuff in that. This one's a lot more down to earth, right? Like, we don't get a crazy scale of heroes. It's similar, right? Because there's heroes and corporations and stuff like that, but Dispatch in itself is a little bit more grounded. Instead of really being on the front lines, you're in the chair. And what I mean by the chair, right? He plays Robertson, formerly a hero known as Mecha Man. Mecha Man is like a top hero. I mean, I guess you could think of him as like Iron Man. He basically flies around in a giant suit, fighting crime. And it's a legacy hero, so it was his dad fighting crime, his granddad fighting crime, or whatever, and he just chose to take on the mantle. But situation happens, he loses the suit, you know, and at that point he has to retire being a hero, right? He's not a billionaire like Batman or Iron Man, right? He doesn't really have the money to rebuild the suit. Long story short, without spoiling too much, he ends up becoming a dispatcher. This is a very interesting way of like him getting into the superhero world, but like in a more realistic manner. Like, he doesn't have the money to repair the suit. So what do? Do you quit fighting crime? No, he becomes a dispatcher. And a dispatcher is basically somebody that sends out heroes to certain crimes. And it's cool because he kind of becomes like a team leader, right? Like, he's the oracle, he's the guy in the chair, and he's kind of like seeing all these different heroes and stuff to these different missions. And the cast of characters that you follow in the game are part of something called the Phoenix program. It's a program where they take like villains or people that were villains and kind of reform them and make them heroes. So he's basically in charge of the worst team. No surprise to anybody, they suck real bad. They're not good. And yes, it is a choice-based game. You know, so you do get to make certain choices. And yes, it is made by former Telltale devs. This is the spiritual successor to Telltale Games. So it plays very much like a Telltale game. Except for, I think this one could be jumping up there to one of my favorites, right? Like, I think Walking Dead will always be my favorite, but depending on how this one goes, we'll see. I think right now they have about 4 episodes unlocked. I didn't ever get to play any of the other Telltale games on release schedule. I played them after the fact, so I don't know if this is always how they've done it, but it's like a season of a show. So I think the next set of episodes come out November 5th, which is gonna be cool. I will be streaming that, and then I think 2 more episodes come out November 12th, and then I think the whole, I guess, season 1 will be done. But no, this does it right. The cast of characters, the comedy is pretty good. It's kind of stressful at times. And then you have our main character, Robertson, who is voiced by Aaron Paul. And oh my gosh, like, now I'm a fan of the Breaking Bad. Like, I love the Breaking Bad series, right? And I mean, the 2 main characters, I mean, you're gonna love Heisenberg, right? You're gonna love Jesse, but like, Aaron Paul in this show has been killing it. This episode, this game, whatever, it's a hybrid, right? Because it's kind of like a show, but it's really a game that she made shows of. He's been killing it. His voice acting skills is on fire. He has a great voice for voice acting. I know that he voiced Powerplex, and I really didn't catch him at the time when I was first playing like the first episode. I didn't get that it was him, But when they showed the credits, I'm like, wait, who is he? Oh, wait, no, he was the main character. Because you could definitely kind of tell his voice. Because he sounds like Powerplex, but like a more calm, more rational, and not crazy version of him, in a sense. And I really love the work he did in Invincible. I think he really killed it there. And I think in this game, he plays a great main character, right? Like, he's somebody that's been in the business. He has been a hero for a long time. He has a lot of experience. And he's an adult. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the main characters in games don't be adults. Even though they seem like it, they don't be adult. And can I just talk about one thing for a second? Can I talk about that mini game? So there's like a game that you play right now. Similar to other games, right, in the franchise of Telltale. There's certain mini games and stuff that you play and interactive points, and then like, you know, the QTEs and stuff that, you know, make you feel like you're part of the action, make you feel like you're really into it. Let's talk about this dispatch mini game. I would play a full version of this mini game if they would have dropped this mini game as like a solo standalone game, but it deals with a lot of heroes and stuff. Because there's a game that you play, right? Like, this is basically you dispatching, and all you do is you send people on missions and have them like see if they complete the mission or solve the mission or whatever, and then you get like certain power-ups. They get stronger or something. They may evolve and be able to take on missions easier. You can send them in for training or whatever. This is basically what you're doing as dispatch, and then that mission leads into like the next part of the story cutscenes. But no, I really love this freaking mission system. Like, I would play an indie game version of this for sure. And I don't play indie games. Not saying I don't want to, but I just never really have. But I would definitely play a version of that somewhere, somehow. Just point me in the right direction. But no, that was cool. The voice acting is cool. The characters are cool. Everything about this game is fantastic. It's probably one of the most refreshing games I've played, considering I just came off the heels of playing big blockbuster games like Ghost of Yotei, whatever, which is good in its own right. But something just to kind of sit down and make these choices, but also play this fun and engaging mini game and stuff, and all under the same umbrella of games that I used to love. It's just fantastic. And I gotta say, this is sort of a for people that has played the game part, right? So in the last episode of this lady, right, you had to choose between Blonde Blazer and you had to choose between Invisible Girl. Who did you choose? I'm so curious. Like, comment down below, who did you choose? Because I'm really curious. Now, I ended up choosing Invisible Girl. But I see the internet is kind of like back and forth. People really love the characters, and they've even really made an impact on me. I really enjoyed the character have good personalities in a sense. But no, that's it. Just want to know who you guys chose. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.